In this episode, I'm showing you my top 3 places to find highly profitable products to flip online. So over the past month or so, my team and I have been really busy testing, finding sources for products with good margins that will sell quickly online. And in the prior episodes, you saw me go to Tampa and tour my good friend Ryan's warehouse now, where within the span of 9 months, he made over 200 grand reselling just locally sourced products. And then in another episode, he came out to Texas and we set up a satellite office here, actually below our video studio. And we're actually duplicating his business model. Just at first it started as a test, and now I'm like, oh my God, we have to take this as big as we can. And I'm looking at the different levels that we can do that. And so I've started sourcing products not just locally, but also within the US and outside of the US. And I want to show you some of the things that have worked and some of the things that have flopped. My goal with these videos is to show people skills to create sustainable income streams and then how to invest the profits. And I think that reselling or flipping physical products is just a really great way for people to do that, because you can do it anywhere around the world and there's just so many different routes that you can take. And for me at least, it's been really fun. So let's talk about my top 3 places to find products that sell quickly with good margin. The first one is local wholesalers. This is just such a great way to find products at a good margin that are in demand. And for example, like one source of wholesalers is companies that are going out of business. Like I got contacted by this company. There was a local security company that was basically selling all of their inventory. They had, security cameras and sensors and all control panels, all the stuff that I had no idea what it is. But with Ryan's help, I validated that these products were in demand, and I understood what a good wholesale price would be that was fair for them, but also made us good margin. And we made a deal. And within a couple of days, we had made several $1,000s on this one little wholesale deal. And I was like, once that happened, I was like, oh my God, like this is absolutely a viable way to source products as local wholesalers. Another way is, there's people that actually specialize in either damaged crates, like crates that come in from China that somehow they got damaged and they have to sell them for pennies on the dollar, or just people that are actually wholesalers, that's their business. And if you build relationships with these people, you can scale up very, very quickly. And the second thing is US manufacturers. So I did a test that was actually kind of self-serving. There was a product that I really loved that I've shown you guys in some of the past videos. Hang on a second, let me grab it. Oh God, this thing is heavy. It's called the One Wheel, and basically this product, they had a Kickstarter campaign that absolutely crushed it, and then now they've opened it up to local dealers. And because I love the product so much and I knew that it once you see it, it just sells, I contacted them, and so they're a US manufacturer. They build these things, I believe, still in like California. And I said, look, let me actually be a dealer. We have this new office space, and I think we can sell these things. And sure enough, they sell like hotcakes. So one thing about US manufacturers is the product has to be in high demand. And another example of that is Yeti. Yeti brand stuff just seems to sell really fast right now. And last week there was a guy in our group that bought 50 Yeti cups for $400 and then basically sold them in 2 hours for a profit of over $1,000. So stuff like that is just super cool. And I took this a step further. I said, okay, why is Yeti such a hot selling brand, and why are their prices so high? And what I did is that leads to step number 3 for sourcing products, which is China, and specifically private labeling products. So this is actually a product that I just looked up on a Chinese manufacturer's website, and they basically sell the same thing as the Yeti coolers for a fraction of the price. In fact, you can get these things imported for like $3.50. And if you look, it's basically the Yeti cooler, and it even comes with this little metal straw. So, Yeti I know right now is like, I think they're suing Walmart or somebody, and because these things are so easy to reproduce. Yeti really doesn't have anything special about their mugs. Anybody can create a metal tumbler that, you know, keeps the coffee hot or cold, but it's all about the brand, right? So there's a lot of people now that are private labeling consumer products like this and making really big margins. And then kind of the next step with China, which is what this box is actually manufacturing custom products or an improvement on an existing product. And about a year ago, I did an interview with Stephen Key, who's the author of One Big Idea, and the guy has just licensed some really incredible products in his career. And one thing that he is not really a fan of is actually manufacturing your own products, which I'm learning how and why it's such a massive pain in the ass and why it's so difficult to do. But once our product, this is actually a sample from one of the distributors or one of the manufacturers, once we have our patent secured and the final product ready to go to market, I'll show you guys a lot of the videos that we've been shooting behind the scenes of what that process looks like, because that's something that's completely new to me. But it's really, the fundamental core of what it is very simple. You have a product idea, you create the product, you validate the idea, and then you sell the product. You know, the process is just a little bit longer and takes more capital. But if you're somebody who's just getting started, you know, Ryan started sourcing local products literally with $200 and turned that into over $200,000 in 9 months. So this is just such a really fun space because, you know, it's physical products. Like, I know a lot of people are in the digital space, or, you know, we spend so much of our time online and you know, working with financial markets and all this stuff, but every once in a while, it's fun just to touch your physical product, right? It's fun to like just get into the different avenues, because I look at this as no different as like a share or some kind of asset, you know, digital asset. It's just a physical asset. And if you can buy it low and sell it high, you're trading, right? There's really only 3 ways to make money in the world. You create something from scratch, or you do arbitrage where you create a deal, could be with physical products, could be with real estate, could be with private equity, whatever, or you trade, right? You invest and you take capital and you grow that capital. And so I think that, you know, being in the physical product space and sourcing either from wholesalers or China or US manufacturers is just a really cool way. And there's so many options, so many different variables and so many routes you can and niches that you can really tap into. So I hope this video is helpful. You know, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Ryan's actually going to be doing another webinar in a week, kind of showing you his business model and what he's doing. And if you guys want to get help from him, that would be just a really good place to do that. So I will see you in the next episode. Take care.